The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
Glycon's coverage of UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday starts now.
Good evening from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Louisville. A couple of the longtime public school powers in this part of the city are going to hook up tonight. Interesting matchup. Joe Cox, Dion Reese. Good evening. It's the PRP Panthers who come in off of their first win since late in the 2024 slate. And they're going to get a male team tonight that is in their second game on this beautiful new turf field, but is looking for their first win on this turf field. A chance for both teams to kind of start afresh after some struggles early in 2025, Dion.
Yeah, first of all, I want to commend, I'm not sure who was responsible for this turf, but they did an excellent job. If you haven't seen this male high school field, it is absolutely beautiful. It's a gorgeous day. Almost a bit warm, but it's a gorgeous day and the field's looking great. But you hit it right on the nose, Joe. I would say that both of these teams are probably feeling about the same, and I would say not very happy with their start. So they both got something to prove tonight, and we'll see who's prepared and ready to step it up a notch tonight.
Absolutely. Well, you brought up the turf. My understanding always that I've been told over the years is that Mayo years and years ago was ready to put down a turf field. Said, we've got funding on hand, we can do this, and JCPS said, no, our policy is nobody eats until everybody eats. And so before last season, actually, there was a 4-year plan put in with several of the schools to get new press boxes, new fields, etc. This was the field year for Mayo, and it took a few weeks longer than planned, but here it is, and done right. And I understand where JCPS is coming from. And we've been over to PRP. They had a very nice new press box set up last year. That was part of their situation. So it's a lot of stuff, but I get the idea, and the end result, hopefully, is that everybody gets something as nice as this.
Yeah, I kind of get the idea. I don't know all what's going on in the background,
Sure.
As a Bulldog alumni, you know what I mean? When we raise the funds and we're ready to go, I'm like, hold on, don't stop us. But I get it. I take for granted that, they're doing things in the proper order, in the proper way. But long story short, we've got the field now, and it looks great.
Gorgeous field, 1-4 PRP, 2-2 Mayo. But before we go any further, tonight's weather forecast presented by HKC Roofing. For the best gutter guard on the market, call 502-212-1081 or visit roofyourhouse.com. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. And there you see it, a lovely night. A bit warm, but I think everybody's pretty happy with the conditions here.
Yeah, I think they can work with this. We got some decent football weather. Fall is finally here. It's football season. I love everything about this time of year, man, and I'm excited for tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, and when on the other side, we'll come back with some pregame thoughts from PRP coach Kenneth Walker. PRP and Mayo coming up here on Glycon.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
1965 Male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tinsley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Polo Real Estate Group, your one-stop real estate source. Founded by 1993 Male graduate Dion Reese. Contact him at 502-387-6330 or visit online at polorealestategroup.com.
Joe Cox catching up with Coach Kenneth Walker ahead of PRP's matchup with Mayo. Coach, you guys coming off a big win over Butler. Sounds like it was a exciting one, goes all the way to overtime. Are you seeing some real growth from your team as the season's moving on?
Yes, I am. These young men are really working hard. They're dedicated to the program. Big win in our Friday night game, our rival game. It was an exciting atmosphere for both teams, and both teams played hard. It was a pleasure to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your personnel for anybody who hasn't gotten a chance to see the Panthers. Who are your playmakers on the offensive side of the football this year?
We have a dynamic running back by the name of Calvin Mitchell, who is really explosive. He's about 300 yards so far this season. Mm-hmm. We have Jacory Ferguson, who's the other running back, who is he's at about 220 yards for the season. These young men are really working hard for the team. Have a young quarterback, and he's throwing the ball around, and we're just trying to make things happen.
Absolutely. Obviously, a tough draw this week as you prepare to take on Mayo, but a Mayo team that's had their own struggles. What have you talked to with your team this week as far as focuses coming into this game?
Just looking at focusing on what we do and try to just work hard and just move the ball a little bit. This is a very good Mayo team. Coach Wolf does a phenomenal job with the team, and we're just looking at just playing hard.
Absolutely. Defensively, tell me a little bit about you guys. Who are you looking for a big game from this week?
We have a young man who plays in the middle. We have 2 good linebackers. And Jacory Baker, who he's going to be the playmaker for us. He's going to work hard. We have some good defense backs as well. So they're going to just hang in there and do the best they can do.
Absolutely. That's the word from Coach Kenneth Walker ahead of PRP's Battle with Mayo coming up here on Glycod.
Buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You cannot depend on Oliver's parallel parking.
Hey, you got it, man!
But you can always depend on his car starting because he has an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. with health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com. Celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
Blind Direct, not just blinds. Blind Direct, not just blinds.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Welcome back to Male High School. Before we go any further with tonight's PRP versus Male matchup, this broadcast is authorized by Male High School with production rights owned by Glycod. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation of all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. And now for an inside look at tonight's game. It's presented by Blinds Direct. Looking for the best in home decor? At Blinds Direct, they offer custom blinds, wallpaper, and more. Proudly serving Louisville for over 30 years. Visit blindsdirect.com for more. As far as these teams tonight, Dion, what's on your mind for those male Bulldogs?
Yeah, for the male Bulldogs, they took a pretty good spanking last week by the Rocks. I think it was 46-0. So I don't think you complicate things. I think you really take a deep breath. And just make sure the guys understand their assignment, understand their role, be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're executing on the fundamentals as well. You know what I mean? Just blocking, tackling, just take it back to square one. You got the athletes out here. Just do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be, and also just some good special team play. Make sure you're not making mistakes, coverage on the special teams, making sure that's solid, and that should be enough for the Bulldogs to pull off a victory tonight.
Absolutely. I know the blocking on the mind of Coach Wolf, not to over-talk too much, but you'll hear that from the head man himself shortly. As far as the Panthers, it's a tough out for them. They do come in off a win. What are you thinking about for PRP tonight?
Well, I talked about some calculated risk, and I'm not talking about anything wild, but, you might want to slide a fake punt in there if you can get in the end zone, maybe an onside kick. Pull out the reverse, pull out the flea flicker, just something special to try to catch the Bulldogs off guard. Other than that, you need to really make sure that you're not making mistakes. So you want to minimize your turnovers and minimize your penalties out here if you're the PRP Panthers.
Absolutely. Those are all key. Of course, the rivalry, as is the case for many teams, vis-a-vis male, it's pretty one-sided. PRP last took down the Bulldogs in 1978. So, you're always having to battle history in this rivalry if you're PRP. That's a lot to bite off.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for the Panthers to come out here with a victory, but I don't even think that should be their goal. Not that they're not trying to win the game, but just try to be better, try to take it up another notch. They got their first victory last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's got these guys fired up and they can take it to another level and just show some more improvement tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside for another break. Hear from Male Bulldogs coach Chris Wolf on the other side. PRP and Male coming up here on Glycod.
Not just blinds. Blind Direct, not just blinds.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. When you want the right agents for your real estate, choose the Van Treese team with Semin & Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.semin.com. Semin & Realtors, always one step ahead.
Looking to ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy in Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
Joe Cox catching up with Coach Chris Wolf ahead of the matchup with PRP. Well, for one thing, Coach, it's probably seemed like you've achieved the equivalent of a master's degree in turfology in the last few weeks. But for another, you probably felt like you might look at the schedule this week and see, the Philadelphia Eagles coming next. It's been a trying couple of weeks for you guys, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely played out that way. It was the equivalent of having that calculus final on day one. We just were not ready for that right now. So. But you could see that the schedule beginning of the year, you knew it was going to be tough. I knew we had done our research. We knew they had a lot of guys back. And so we just work through it and look at the long-term goal of getting better and hopefully being more competitive if we face those guys a second time.
Right. It's not a normal occurrence for you guys. So when you have a couple games like the last two, what do you go back to this week in practice? What's the building block to start back on the good side?
Well, I mean, it's been a building block for a couple of weeks. It's just fundamentally the game is very simple. You got to block and tackle people. And we've done a decent job tackling, but the blocking's been more difficult. I think the St. X game was there were more assignment issues, inconsistency in assignment, and Trinity was just a difficulty with the personnel matchup up front with the experience and the physicality and the strength up front. It was hard for us to match up and be consistent up front. So, but other than that, yeah, it's running the stuff that we're familiar with and then trying to execute that consistently well.
One thing that stood out to me watching that Trinity game back, you had some guys who played pretty well defensively, particularly early in the game, but there were a handful of plays where maybe a ball gets knocked loose and you don't recover it, or there's a pass and the defender's there and he can break it up, but he can't pick it off. Is that a focus to try to turn those turnover opportunities into turnovers? What do you do about things like that?
Yeah, those I know exactly what you're talking about. We saw those early on in the game, and we had some opportunities in the bounce. The ball just didn't bounce our way. Like, we ended up, hitting him right when he threw it. The ball's in the air, and it's at midfield, and they end up catching it. And the same thing happened on a fumble a little bit later, where we hit him and he fumbled in the backfield, and he ended up picking it up and making a gain. And those things happen. I mean, it's just the randomness of sports. Sometimes those things go your way. All you can do is be aggressive and have a chance to make those kinds of plays. I think we forced them into maybe 8 negative plays of either sack or TFL or something like that. And so that's definitely a positive. We got beat on some one-on-one throws later in the game, which made the score balloon quite a bit. But early on, you're right. If our offense could have gotten a little bit of traction and maybe changed field position, because those things happen with them having really good field position. So just work through that. But those were, you're right, those were little glimmers of hope for maybe the future.
Well, it's another week and another opportunity. Mail and PRP coming up here on Glycott.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
PRP and Mail coming up shortly. We talked about PRP's struggles a little bit, Dion. Of course, Coach Wolf addressed it, but St. X and Trinity the last 2 games for Mail, and that's an opportunity for trouble. Only 7 points in those games. Those 7 points scored via the defense. It's been a struggle to create offense. What do you think you might see from the Bulldogs tonight?
Well, first off, I want to say that, probably 95% of the teams, if they played Trinity and St. X in back-to-back weeks, they would probably have losses and have struggled quite a bit. But with that said, Male High School is dealing with some hurdles that they really need to try to get over. And I'll start with that inexperienced front line.
Yeah.
The offensive line, they've only got one starter coming back. Chase Burton, he's the superstar running back. He's probably out for the season. So that's a huge adjustment to try to make. I don't care what level you're on, whether it's college, NFL, or whatever. So, hopefully they can come out tonight and really just work on some things. Like I said in my keys, just really focus on the fundamentals and just try to get better tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the game. Jordan Williams, the quarterback, he's got experience. They'd like to get him some good plays, and they've got a lot of good skill position guys. It's just a matter of being able to hold together up front long enough to get the ball in their hands.
Exactly. They got a ton of great skill guys, you know what I mean? And Jordan Williams, I mean, he's about as solid as you get as, from a high school quarterback, a veteran guy. He knows how to win. But if the front line is not performing at a certain level, it's difficult to run the ball, which also makes it tough to pass the ball. So it's been a struggle for the Bulldogs this year on offense.
It has that, but let's see if they can get it right tonight against PRP. PRP and Male on the other side of this break. Be right back with you here on Glycod.
Go ahead. Pour it on. As thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham. Always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. From Glycod, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, your premier metal recycling solution. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Interstate Batteries and Holy Smokes Barbecue. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on UA Local 502 Louisville Football Friday.
Teams have taken the field. PRP and Male getting ready to kick it off. Male wins the toss. Dion, they're going to take the football, look to make a statement offensively right out of the chute.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, and again, that's been one of the struggles for the Bulldogs this year, just trying to move the ball on offense. I believe they had 62 yards total, last game. So I'm sure they're going to be looking to improve on that. I know Wolf, and he's been working these guys hard. So I would expect for them to come out in this first quarter and really execute on the offensive end.
I talked about it a little bit with him in his interview, but I think one of the many problems last week, and playing Trinity's enough problem, is having to engineer this field stuff, which came down to the wire. I mean, this was, would it be ready, wouldn't it be ready? He probably spent about as much time last week on groundskeeping as he did on coaching, and that's not ideal when you're playing a team of that caliber. So at least this week, everything's settled. He can kind of go back to his normal week a little bit more, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure that's taking some stress off of his plate. I mean, anytime you're doing a job this size and you're dealing with contractors, delays are possible. But again, they got that behind them. No more field excuses now. We can focus on football and trying to get some victories.
The Bulldogs ready to go. Tyson Mims, Steron Davidson back to return the opening kick. Mims on the kicker's right, Davidson on the left. They scoot up a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of the things I mentioned in the keys for the Panthers. They really need to make sure that they are, really for the Bulldogs, but make sure they're executing, on these special teams. I mean, because they can get away from you right here.
Sure.
Mel's got some great guys at some specialty positions out here.
Eli Fresh to kick it off for PRP. Left-footed freshman, short kick. Davidson from the 20. Here comes Davidson, head of steam, midfield, down the sideline. Opening kick, 80 yards. Yes, sir. Touchdown, Steron Davidson.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. What PRP really can't afford to do tonight. So, again, I mean, this male high school team has a ton of athletes. Don't let those last two losses throw you off. The Panthers have their hands full, and Bulldogs on the board early.
So Davidson opens it up, 80-yard run back. Boy, he found that seam in a hurry. Burst to speed.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown in a flag football game. I don't think he got touched.
No.
So, he caught the ball and took it to the house. So, nice start for the Bulldogs.
Henson for the extra point. One of the more consistent kickers you'll see. And PRP comes across early. Yeah. So that'll move it half the distance. I would assume Coach Wolf will still elect for one, but,
Absolutely.
Always food for thought.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll go ahead and
just
kick
move
this.
up an inch, yeah.
Yeah, Henson pretty solid, even from about 40, so this should be a piece of cake for him.
Davidson scored the touchdown. He's the holder. Puts it down, and Henson boots it through. 7-0 Bulldogs just like that. Don't go away here on Glycod.
Not just flies. Lines direct, not just flies.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, always one step ahead. And Lines Direct, your window decoration specialists.
The joints jumping here at Male High School. Steron Davidson, 80-yard touchdown. Boy, that makes that Bulldog offense breathe a little easier when you've already got 7 in your back pocket and you haven't even had to run a play.
Yeah, you definitely got him some breathing room there, and but I'm also knowing that the Bulldogs want to see what that offense can do. So hopefully they have a chance to put a drive together here soon.
Henson puts the toe to it. This one will sail through the end zone.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for Henson. I think he kicks about 80 to 90% of those through the back of the end zone. So nothing new there.
No. PRP offense will get its opportunity to come out. See if they can establish things. You heard from Coach Walker, a couple of solid running backs, and I'm sure we'll see some of them tonight. The quarterback is Deontay Bass, a 5'10 sophomore.
Yeah, Coach spoke really well of Calvin Mitchell. He's had a pretty solid season so far, so see if he can help the Panthers move the ball down the field.
Shotgun look with everybody bunched in pretty tight. Only one receiver wide. They hand it off underneath, and short yardage there, just not a ton. Able to gain a little bit.
Yeah, very little bit. Again, PRP is going to have to be able to move the ball on the ground tonight if they want to see some success. And so I'm sure we'll see a lot of who was that running the ball there?
It was Jaden Cochran on that.
Jaden Cochran,
yeah.
Okay.
He picked up a yard. 2nd and 9. Kind of had him at a wing back. here they go. They hand it, trying to sweep the edge, and able to turn it up for short yardage. Gain of a couple there.
I like what the Panthers are trying to do. You know, like I said, handing it off to that wing back, hoping he can get a little momentum and try to get you that outside. That it's going to be really, really tough. The Bulldogs have a ton of speed on defense.
It was Tristan Hall, the man with it. Max Rowe is able to take him down. Third and somewhere between 7 or 8. You can pick your poison on that. It's a short 8 or a long 7. And they're using that wing back. Well, there he is again. This time, run out on the edge, and it's picked off. Intercepted and coming back. The 30-yard line or so. Nice play. I didn't see. I thought Tyson Kinzel.
Yeah, I think that's Tyson Kinzel. Yeah, he came up with the interception. They had a guy over top and a guy underneath. Probably not the best pass to make, and Kinzel was right there to make the interception and a decent return as well. Bulldogs have some great field position.
Yeah, you can't argue with taking over at the 27 where they will start after the interception. Turnover chain on the sideline. Kind of funny.
Yeah, this Bulldog offensive line, which is, again, only returning one starter, has a chance to kind of prove itself tonight and see if they can get some things done up front.
It was Jerron Combs on the interception there, 16 and not 10. Those numbers are all bunched together, but yeah. So here we go with the Bulldogs on the attack offensively. Run it on the edge. It's Davidson. Davidson with a nice gain, able to move the sticks with a first down run.
Yeah, great run by Davidson. And he was able to get around that corner and nice solid gain. And but the Panthers did a great job of actually, nice open field tackle and getting him down and not letting him score that time.
The first down from the 17 now. And Jordan Williams is the quarterback. He wears number 12. Everybody's going to be bunched in pretty tight this time. Courtney Jones is the back. And now officials stop play. We got an officials timeout, probably an equipment issue with Jones there, who goes out, and Davidson comes back in.
Something going on with this mouthpiece there.
The first down at the 17. It's a pistol look here for Jordan Williams. Leaves Davidson. Davidson picks his way 5, maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, another solid run by the Bulldogs. Davidson off tackle. They're moving the ball well. And again, like I said, I know they want to see some progress and some evolution out of this offensive line.
Spotted down at the 12. Second down, about 5 to go from there. Davidson picked up 10. That time he picks up 5. Shotgun look again for the quarterback, Jordan Williams here, who's got trips to the left. That's the open side of the field. He looks that way, throws over the middle, behind his man, but caught, and it goes into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Savion Vaughn.
Yeah, Savion Vaughn, I think he was playing the inside position out there with those trips and ran a simple slant, and Jordan Williams was able to find him, and, good catch, and we got a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
So the Mayo offense moving forward early. Touchdown pass number 4 on the year for Jordan Williams. Second touchdown catch for Savion Vaughn. Henson's extra point. It's certainly long enough. It is good. 14-0 Bulldogs. PRP going to go on the attack when we come back here on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
14-0 Bulldogs. Henson to kick it away. And it is another boot into and through the end zone.
Yeah, that through the back of the end zone percentage is inching on up there. There's another
it's
one in
pretty
the
darn high. It can't move
Absolutely.
up a lot, yeah. But it is a weapon. Yeah, as you saw with the Bulldogs taking the first kick back, if you don't let the return man even have a chance to return it, which if the ball goes into the end zone even by an inch, it's a touchback. Automatic, no question. So that's a big weapon to be able to start with.
Yeah, a leg like that is actually gold, especially when you got somebody dangerous returning the ball on kickoffs.
So PRP back on the attack. Fake one way, hand inside, big loss, swarmed under in the backfield. That Bulldog defensive front came through in a hurry.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs got there just the same time that the running back got the ball handed to him by the quarterback. So, great stopping pressure by the Bulldogs.
Jeremiah Priest, one of the big men up front, able to get in there and make that play. Second down and a bunch after that one. Spotted back inside the 16. Second and a long 14, call it. PRP moves in reverse on that one. They had two guys going the same way, and neither one of them, I think, would have gone far, and that one will go for another short loss.
Yeah, again, I like what the Panthers are trying to do, so they got a solid game plan in place. It's just really tough just trying to execute against this Bulldog defense right now.
Brandon Fields able to track it down. Third down and long, and boy, that's where you don't want to be for the Panthers.
Yeah, they've spent the entire game actually right here in this space, and again, like I said, that's where they don't want to be.
Third down and long. Bass. They sent everything left, and that didn't really work any better. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Yeah, before he was taken down by a host of Bulldogs there. Panthers not having much luck on the offensive end right now. Looks like they may be they're going to be punting this ball, and I'm sure the Bulldogs are going to be coming with some pressure, so hopefully those guys up front are ready for it.
Colin Jefferson back to return the punt. The punter is the same player, the kicker, 43, Eli Fresh.
Yeah, if you had a list of top 10 dangerous guys returning punts, Colin Jefferson is probably on that list. I know he's got at least one punt return this year already for a touchdown.
Snaps there. He gets it out. Kick hits at the 40. Jefferson's going to take a chance on it. Here he comes. Colin Jefferson trying to make something out of nothing. He needed one more block, and must have gotten an illegal one because flags fly there about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, flags flew right there. I didn't actually catch the block, but I saw that there was one. Looks like he may have
we got a PRP player down. In
yeah.
fact, we're going to step aside while they sort that out. It'll be Mail on offense, so that we'll figure out the field position when we come back here on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
And we're back, getting the young man back to his feet. Penalty there on the Bulldogs. It'll back things up. I definitely saw some issues with the blocking there, as did the officials. Anthony Ugly, the PRP player who was helped to his feet. They're talking things over on the sideline, getting ready to come back.
Yeah, he was able to jog off, so that's always a good sign.
Right. Now, the indication actually was 3 different penalties on the Bulldogs. I think it's a pick-a-foul situation, so I'd imagine from the 27 this is going to head back to around about the 42. It may have been a little farther upfield, but we'll have to get that confirmed. But every official down there seems to be picking up a hanky, and this is a good chance to tell you. Those officials tonight are referee Steve Coleman, the umpire Kevin Wigginton, John Dixon's the linesman, Kevin West the line judge, and Brandon Davis the back judge. And, hey, occasionally we've been known to question a call or two, but on the whole, always grateful for the good work that those folks put in. Couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, we got a good crew out there tonight, and I expect the game to be called really well.
So, 42-yard line. That is the situation.
What was the call? That's a pretty significant move in field position there.
I think there was a late hit. I think there also was a targeting call. I think it was two separate plays. I think the blindside, the illegal blindside block is the one
probably
that
where it took place at.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. The other one was, I think, further in the backfield toward the punt. Anyway, first down. Bulldogs on the attack at the PRP 42, and now whistles blow. And it's delay of game. We do have play clock here at Mail. That's a new change, and glad to have that, and we'll try to tell it to you. But guess what? It went to 0 right there.
Yeah, I guess give the coach a chance to yell at you even louder. You know what I mean? You're looking right at the clock. How does this happen? Call a timeout.
Sure. Williams in the gun. Play fake. Deep shot. Got a man out there in his hands. Caught down the sideline. Won't quite take it to the house, but James Clark with a big catch.
Yeah, James Clark, basically ran a fly route, and he's got that height. I believe he's 6'4", if I'm not mistaken. So Williams just throws it up there, and he goes up and gets the jump ball and comes down with it, and a huge gain for the Bulldogs on the play.
That's his first catch of the season. Way to go, James Clark. Tristan Hall on the tackle for PRP. He hung on, brought him down at the 5, first and goal from there.
And I'm sorry, Clark is 6'5". Stole an inch from him.
He'll take it back. Kenzel the setback behind the quarterback, Williams. Pistol look. Williams. Fake to Kenzel, throw into the end zone. It's another touchdown for Savion Vaughn.
Yeah, Savion Vaughn again. He ran that same route earlier. This time he was lined up on the right-hand side, ran a quick slant, and Jordan Williams hits him right on the button for the touchdown.
Everything going the Bulldogs' way so far. 3 possessions, 3 scores. And Seth Henson getting ready for his 3rd extra point. Get it down, kicks away, and it's good. 21-0 Bulldogs. We'll take a quick break and be back here on Glycod.
You want the right agents for your real estate? Choose the Van Treese team with Semin Realtors, Louisville's oldest and largest real estate firm. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura have put their diverse and combined expertise to work in helping you buy or sell your house. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463 or visit them online at vantreeseteam.seminin.com. Seminin Realtors, always one step ahead. You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
21-0. Everything moving Mayo's way. So Seth Henson to kick it off. Another high driving kick that hits in the end zone. So much for these offensive woes for the Bulldogs. When you score before you even run a play, and then when you're constantly on the positive end of the field, offense gets a little easier.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much of a challenge, to be quite honest, from the PRP Panthers in this against this Male High School offense. So they're moving the ball pretty easy and really scoring at will.
The quarterback Bass, we'll see. They try to spread it around out of this kind of full house backfield they use. They've got those 2 wings. They really only have 1 receiver in these sets. Got a wing on either side. Bring the wing in and give it to him. Trying to sweep the edge, and Mayo's just not going to fall for that. Late flag comes in, though. Might have been a face mask?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Looked like I saw some little bit of activity around the face of that helmet. So we'll see what the refs call here.
That is indeed it, and it's a 21-0 game, but that's the kind of mistake. Instead of 2nd and 15, now it's 1st and 10 with an extra 15 yards tacked on. I'm sure that'll be disapproved of heartily tomorrow by the coaches.
You better believe it. And I talked about that at the beginning of the game, just executing the fundamentals, tackling.
Yeah. And they've done a great job to that point.
They have. They have.
But you just make the play 2nd and 15 or be blessed tomorrow morning likely.
For sure.
1st and 10 from the 35 now for the Panthers. Bass hands it right to the wing, and boy, that's just not going anywhere.
Yeah, I like the play call, and I like what they're trying to do, but they just can't get the any security up front. I mean, male Bulldogs, as soon as the Panthers are hiking the ball, the Bulldogs are in the backfield, and that's really making it tough on their offense right now.
It was Blaine on that carry, but he lost 6 yards back to the 29. Almost a service academy kind of look to this offense with the set, with the wings and the guys going in motion, but
and I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to keep the defense on their toes. Running guys in motion. Giving them an opportunity to get a little bit of momentum before they get the ball. But again, just the Bulldogs have a ton of speed and athleticism on that defensive side of the ball.
It's going to be hard to get outside. Mayo has a couple of players sent off. It must be a lot of mouthpiece issues because these seem to be equipment situations with players getting sent off. 2nd down and long. And there goes the wing, and somebody moved, and it'll be 5 yards back for the Panthers on that one.
Yeah, I think there was 3 or 4 guys moving on both sides of the ball that time.
A 2nd and 21.
Panthers got themselves in a pretty deep hole here. I mean, typically, this would be a no-brainer passing situation, but we'll see what the Panthers elect to do here.
We're still in that same formation. The one receiver's to the left this time. And they do look to throw. They set up a screen. It's caught. Breaks a tackle. And tries to make something out of it, but not much there for Jamari Baker.
Yeah, it looked like he almost got back to the line of scrimmage. And again, I've said this several times, I like the play call, again, but the Bulldogs are just getting so much penetration up front. It's just blowing up anything that the Panthers are trying to do.
3rd down and a mile. Looks like no gain on that one.
Again, typically this would be another passing situation. Let's see if the Panthers choose to put the ball in the air.
They do, yeah. Now they're going to go 4 wide here. Trips to the right. They break out of the boxy offense to throw one. A nice catch underneath, but just well covered by Mayo. Receiver got back to the line, and that's about it.
Yeah, pressure from the defensive line. Well covered out there by the cornerbacks. Just some great defense by the Bulldogs. They're smothering this Panther offense right now.
Brandon Fields among the multitude there to meet the receiver for no gain. 4th down and a mile. Punting situation again. We're fresh. It is, I believe, Jefferson back again to return.
That's 7 or a 1?
I thought it was 1, but yeah, the problem is that Jefferson is 1 and Davidson is 7.
Okay.
And they're standing profile to us right now. So we may find out directly. Here it is, a line drive kick. And it's picked up across the 45. It is Davidson down the right side. Davidson, all the way for a touchdown. So we got the answer right there. That was indeed number 7. It's Steron Davidson with a punt return touchdown as well as a kick return, but we've got a late flag here. Let's check the penalty.
As great of a run as that was, there may have been better blocking that time. He really got some blocking out front. I don't think a guy touched him on that return.
Unfortunately, the blocking is a blindside block that will negate the touchdown. Didn't see where it was. We'll have to see where they put the ball down.
Yeah, I knew we had a questionable block down here right around the 20. I couldn't tell for sure, but something looked like it may not have been right in the referees agreed with me and called a penalty on that block.
Well, they're going to put it at the 28, so I suppose that means the block is at the 13. But instead of a touchdown return, it's merely a long return near the red zone where the Bulldogs will start off.
Interestingly enough, with the 21-0 lead in the first quarter, this is probably good for the Bulldogs to get to work on some offense here.
Setback here is Courtney Jones. He is the leading rusher coming in, 27 carries, 128 yards. I've seen several players in the backfield, but he's in there now as the setback on Williams is right. Trips to the right. Williams gives Jones. Jones able to pick his way for 5, and that's about all.
Yeah, Jones has got some speed. They had trips right out here and give it to Jones heading left, and they were able to get him down, but that was a solid run off tackle by Jones.
5-yard pickup. Blaine able to tackle him there for PRP. Second down and 5. Jones stays in as the running back. 2 receivers each way for the senior quarterback, Jordan Williams. 6-foot senior looks it over. Already got 2 TD passes tonight. Flag comes in. And it's a false start.
Yeah, and that's one of the things the Bulldogs, they don't want to do that tonight. Don't get sloppy out here. Again, let's stay focused. Let's stay disciplined. Focused on the fundamentals and, make sure we're having a nice, clean game out here tonight.
One of the big things I've noticed this year, Dion, Mayo's had problems with penalties over the last few years, but when you're executing well, you just overcome it. You put yourself 5 yards back, we'll get 5 more yards. When you're struggling, suddenly those 5 yards add up.
Yeah, they just don't have that margin for error this year.
Yeah. The 2nd and 10 back at the 28. Williams gets all kinds of heat, tries to duck under it. He does duck under it. And now Williams is going to throw. He's got a man. He's got a catch. He's got a touchdown. Wow. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, really tough on the Panthers. I mean, they were actually able to get some pressure on Williams and had him wrapped up in the backfield. But Williams is a big boy. He's tough to take down, you know what I mean? And he got loose and, sprinted out to the left there and was actually smart enough just to kind of catch a guy downfield and hit him clean, and another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
It was Young who was able to get out there and make the play. Kamari Young, 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Williams.
Yeah, that was a veteran quarterback play, because he had some running room out there, but obviously he still had his head up and looking downfield and found a guy.
It's been a good evening already. Mr. Williams' extra point is long and true. 28-0 Bulldogs. We'll be right back here on Glycod.
Ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy in Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
"28-yard touchdown, 28 points. Everything going the Mayo Bulldogs' way. Kamari Young with the touchdown catch. Williams with his 3rd pass. This kickoff from Henson, nailed into the end zone.
Yeah, you hit it on the nose. Everything going the Bulldogs' way. Offense, defense, the kicking game. Just about everything is clicking it on full cylinders for the Bulldogs tonight.
Which accordingly means that the hole just gets deeper for the Panthers at PRP. The thing about it is this offense, I think you just keep running your stuff. I don't think – you let the game situation dictate any massive changes in what you're trying to accomplish here.
I would agree. This is an opportunity to really try to work on some things. It looks like I see some new faces or new numbers out here anyway on defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it won't just be the Panthers looking to get some work for some different people tonight. Bass has got him to the line. a more traditional set here, but then whistles blow. And I think we've got a timeout. We do. PRP's going to talk it over. We will take that break as well. Be right back. Mail 28, PRP 0 here on Glycon.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycon.
28-0. PRP wanted to talk things over, make sure everybody's on the same page. Again, it's a long season, and whatever happens tonight, it's important to have good habits, good communication, and think about some of those other games down the line as well.
Oh, no doubt about it. Again, as a head coach, you want to see guys stay disciplined, stay focused. We don't want things to get sloppy, start adding up penalties. That's a horrible way to go. So hopefully the Bulldogs can stay focused and continue to execute out here tonight.
So they're going to stick with this formation with two receivers right, one to the left. Bass to throw. Fires, caught. Gain out to about the 23 for Jamari Baker.
Yeah, Panthers doing a good job of mixing it up here. Like I said, Baker goes out and, catches it out in the flats. But again, the Bulldogs are playing some really solid defense, so they were there to get him down pretty quickly.
Brandon Fields on the tackle, called his name a couple times tonight early. Number 17. Been pretty busy man. 2nd and 7. Two receivers left, one to the right this time. Bass looks to throw, slings it, and just nobody home. Trying to get one down there to Baker, but just nobody there.
Yeah, he took one step back and got rid of the ball, just anticipating that Bulldog pressure. He actually had a little bit more time than what he took there. But, again, he had so much pressure tonight, he really didn't know what he was going to be looking at and wasn't able to get the ball to the receiver.
3rd down and 7. Panthers have got two receivers to each side this time. Low snap at Bass, corrals it, but here comes the rush. And about the time he got the ball, here came the pass rush. And plenty of folks in a hurry to get there. Jeremiah Priest, chief among them.
Yeah, I think that was the pressure he was worried about on the last play. On that 3rd down, he got it, and a huge, huge loss for the Panthers on that play. Great pressure by the Bulldogs up front.
So punting situation, Tyson Mims back to return it. Fresh, got it blocked. Ball is rolling loose inside the 5, and it'll be Males football, looks like around the 4-yard line. That one just never had a chance.
Yeah, Bulldogs just got way too much pressure for him, and he just wasn't able to get that off.
Which came right through, basically untouched.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll set the Bulldogs up in some pretty sweet field position here to end the first quarter.
White able to get through, get a hand on that one, and turns it over to the Bulldogs at the 4.
Yeah, Bulldogs coming back in with that typical starting offensive there, so no changes there, still working on some execution.
Kenzel, the running back. Pistol look for Williams, trips on two receivers to the right, tight end that way. Throws right into the end zone. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. A third one for Savion Vaughn.
And that's his 3rd catch, his 3rd slant route. It's pretty simple. They're spreading him out there. He's the inside wide out, and he's running that quick slant. And, that's a pretty easy toss for a veteran quarterback like Jordan Williams.
So 4 touchdown passes for Jordan Williams. He had 3 on the season. 3 touchdown catches for Savion Vaughn. He had 1 on the season. They're writing some good new chapters tonight, are these Bulldogs. Henson's point is true, and that takes us to the realm of the running clock.
Yeah,
we'll step aside for a quick break here. 35-0 Bulldogs on Glycon.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
35-0, everything going Male's way. Blocked punt turns into a 4-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, everything that could go wrong for the Panthers tonight has pretty much gone wrong. Again, just a tough start for the PRP Panthers. They got their hands full tonight.
Henson will kick it away. And it's Groundhog Day. There's another touchback. That's been the story again and again and again.
Henson through the back of the end zone.
So PRP will put it into play from the 20. Although with the running clock, they do not have to. And if they're going to, they better hurry, but I'm not sure they realize the clock's running.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make
one of the linemen jumped up there, but he's not going to get a play off. That'll do it for the first frame. Bulldogs 35, Panthers 0. Second quarter coming up here on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 Male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
35-0, Male in the lead. In the first quarter, that saw PRP pick up a single first down. First and 10 from the 20 for the Panthers. Quarterback Bass has got receivers spread both ways. Low snap. He corrals it, takes a deep shot, and nobody's home.
Yeah, it looked like Bass dropped back and put the ball where he wished that the wide out would have been, but overthrew him pretty good right there.
Second down. Bulldogs will undoubtedly be substituting liberally as we go. Still see a fair number of first-teamers out there to start the second quarter. Two receivers each way, snaps on the ground, and Bass has to go back and fall on it inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, tough play, but smart play by Bass, just getting on that ball, making sure that he didn't try to get greedy with it, just protect the ball and live to see another day. Looks like third and forever here.
Yeah, third down and about 21, back on the 9. PRP was at negative 13 yards in the first quarter. Plays like that don't help.
Yeah, that'll add to that deficit of ball movement there. Really put the Panthers in a tough position here. Looks like they're going to try to pass the ball downfield.
And some kind of a stoppage here. Delay of game.
Delay of game.
So make it 3rd and 25 or so after that one.
I really hadn't been keeping an eye on that play clock, but
no. Apparently we're not the only ones.
Yeah. But that seemed pretty quick, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Well, it's at 25 now, and by the time they break the huddle, it's at 15. So, you can see how that runs out in a hurry. 3rd and 25 at the 5. Bass chucks one deep. Defender's out there. Just about picked, but also hung up in the air for a second. The receiver didn't really get his head around to make a play on that one. It'll go incomplete.
Yeah, I like the call, but some solid defense there. It looked like that was Bryson Flowers on the defense there. He almost came down with that one, just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah. Punting situation here for the Panthers. The last one was blocked. The freshman Eli Fresh, the punter. He will be standing in his own end zone. Barely. No, they're not going to punt. Disregard. Offense is on the field. They're going to go for it here. And the play clock ran out. Apparently nobody saw it. Throw downfield, got a man, caught. Outside the 30, may go to the house. Well, on 4th down, how about a 95-yard touchdown? That's what we got. Wow.
I like the play call, Another one of my keys, let's take some risks today. He's throwing that ball from the end zone.
That's DeAndre Allen. Wow. That
the 95-yard touchdown pass there.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, like you said, before they hiked the ball, the clock was actually
for a couple seconds.
Zeros. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about, but obviously some blown coverage there by the Bulldogs, letting one of the Panthers get behind. And again, we have a 95-yard touchdown and the Panthers on the board.
Well, that's one way to start getting yourself back in the game. Fresh for the extra point. They get it down. He kicks it, and it is low and no good. Looks like we got a flag, though. Might have been hit on the play. That is indeed the situation.
Outside of kickoffs, that may be the last kick you see the Panthers attempt this evening.
Well, they're going to get another shot here, although they may go for 2 after the penalty. They roughed the kicker, so it's called running into, but still it's another try if you want it. But, they may just say, you know what, let's just go ahead and take a shot at 2. I think that seems to be the situation here.
Yeah,
the male kickoff team was already out on the field. They're ready to go, but the officials are like, hang on.
Yeah, if you're at 4th and 20 plus, and the quarterback's in the shotgun position, catching the ball in his end zone, I'd say you're probably done punting for the night.
Yeah.
You're not going to punt there.
Oh, particularly when it works, Yeah, so they will go for 2 now. And Mayle's got a guy on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage, and they will run it in for the 2. And Mayle was offsides regardless, but that one will go.
Yeah, no reason to call that, but they definitely had a man offside, so I'm not sure why a flag didn't come out on that play. But
yeah. 35-8, Blaine takes it in for 2. And just like that, the Panthers get on the board. Well, you want to talk about a loss of focus, there's a couple right there.
Yeah, just some blown coverage. I think the Bulldogs were as surprised as we were that they weren't punting, first of all, and kudos to the Panthers. Again, I talked about it at the beginning of the game, take some risks, do some things that are a little unorthodox, and maybe you can come up with some big plays, and they did that on that play with a 95-yard touchdown.
Going to go down swinging. Yeah, that's one for the season highlight tape to be sure.
Yeah. Nice execution. Nice pass by Bass, too. He floated that thing up there perfect. And, I'm sorry, who was that wide out that caught that?
Allen, DeAndre Allen.
Yeah. Great route, great catch. And Allen showing some speed on that touchdown as well.
So the Panthers will kick it away. See if we get an onside or a true kick. Well, they do kick away. It's one of the up men working his way outside. He's got some room. I think that may be Kenzel. It is Kenzel. It's Kenzel down the sideline and takes it down inside the 30-yard line before he finally gets hit there by T1 Brooks.
Yeah, the Panthers kick it short, trying to keep it out of some of those deep guys' hands and, almost in just as tough a position with Kinzel catching it. So.
Well, they would be, but there was a hold. So.
Oh, wow. Another penalty.
Yeah.
On the return for 42 yards.
Kinzel says, you're hurting my kick return numbers, guys. Come on.
Right.
Let's see where they assess this from.
A lot of energy and effort in that return there. Only to have it negated by the penalty call.
Yeah, goes back to midfield. So this is the worst field position of the game for Mayo, as they have taken over every other time on the PRP side of the field. This time it's right at the midfield stripe. So got some substitutions, and we'll try to.
Is it Kinzel in at quarterback? Is that who that is back there?
I can't get a number. Nope. Hand it off. I think that is Kinzel. Down to about the 40-yard line. It is Kinzel on the carry. It was not Kinzel then at quarterback. It's Leon Melvin at quarterback.
Leon Melvin, okay. Yeah, that jersey number kind of gets tucked under those shoulder pads a little bit. Yeah. It's difficult to see, but
Leon played some quarterback last season, hasn't thrown a pass this season, but he is out there now. Of course, Kinzel's played some quarterback in his career at Mayo, but he's a running back these days and was able to pick up a dozen in the first down there, down to the 38. Melvin will give it to Kinzel. Kinzel going power left side. Kinzel, big hole. Kinzel to the house. Touchdown.
Yeah, great run by Kinzel. I mean, he's got a ton of energy. He's tough to bring down himself. And, again, they handed the ball off, and he hit that outside corner and got some really, really good blocking on that play as well. And you want to see that as a coach. And just great execution by the offense as a whole that time.
I mean, the big guys are doing the job there. They created a seam you could have driven a mid-sized truck through on that one.
Yeah, and they need this, and they need to continue to execute. I'm not sure if he's making any substitution on that offensive line, but those guys need some work tonight.
Henson's 5 out of 5 on extra points. And this one got mishandled and thrown into the end zone for 2.
Wow, okay.
So Davidson throws it into the end zone to Young for 2. I said mishandled. Davidson jumped up and took off and then threw it to Young for 2 points.
Again, you said mishandled, but that looked awfully clean and crispy.
It did, so may have been something else to work on. Maybe you're making sure you got that one. Well, you got it now, 43-8.
If it wasn't a play call, it was a very well executed mistake by the Louisville Male Bulldogs on that extra point.
Well, I'm reminded of my days at Western Kentucky. There was a defensive back and kick returner WKU had named Joseph Jefferson, played in the NFL for the Colts.
Okay.
And there was a one-sided game, and Coach Jack Harbaugh said, go in there and fair catch a punt. Well, Joseph got big eyes, and he went in there and caught that punt and took it back about 70 yards. And, sorry, Coach. Sometimes you just get excited.
He couldn't do it. No, he had that feeling.
Yeah.
No, I get it. He saw something there that the coach didn't see. So, I love that. But if you do that, you better take it 70.
Better score, yeah.
Absolutely.
Henson to boot it. This one stays narrowly in the field of play. And PRP wishes it had down inside the 10.
I almost mentioned this on Henson's probably third or fourth kickoff through the end zone that he was probably doing the Panthers a favor doing that. So, they catch one and some of their worst starting field position here now.
Yeah. Kamari Young able to get down there and cover. They spotted at the 10. That's probably a kind spot. Well, the good news for PRP is your last snap went 95 yards. If you could just do that a few more times, you'd be right back in it. 2 receivers each way. Bass stands in, takes another deep shot, and this one, closest man to the ball was the defensive back Tyson Mims.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but the Panthers are just, sending guys deep, and Bass is just floating it out there to see what happens.
Hey, if I threw a 95-yard pass, I'm throwing deep on the next one too. I'm telling you right now.
I'm with you, and that's exactly what the Panthers tried there. Just wideouts just not able to get open that time.
Yeah. Second down. We had running clock at the end of the first quarter here. PRP with a 95-yard scoring strike, and that's how they were on the board. Everything else is going Male's way. Bass hands it off, trying to work outside, and boy, nothing doing, although here comes a flag. Maybe horse collar.
Horse collar, hold, a few things could have been going on where they threw that flag.
Yeah, I have to check. Back about the 5. It was a face mask on Male, so yeah. Something looked wrong with that tackle. Everything was going outside and then just stopped.
Yeah,
Cochran on the carry.
Start seeing guys kind of getting twisted around in an odd way, like something not normal is going on out there, and looked like it was a face mask on the play. So
first down out to the 25 on the penalty. Bass hands it off. They try to get the edge. Short yardage out to around the 30-yard line. I think it may have been Allen, the man who caught the long touchdown, who got the carry there.
Yeah, again, I like the call by the Panthers. They hand it off, and he's making his way around to the right. He's even got a blocker out there, but the problem is that there's one blocker and there's 4 male defenders. He can only block one guy. So, but still a solid game for the Panthers.
Second down at 5. Go back to that bunched up set with one receiver out wide. Hand it off. Ball's on the ground. It's loose inside the 20. It's picked up by one of the big men. And he's going to take it down to about the 10-yard line. Yeah. I thought for a second he might drag everybody into the end zone.
I would have loved to have seen him score. I love that. Yeah. That ball got loose and hit the ground. And, again, in true male bulldog fashion, when I jump it on it, we're going to scoop that up and score. So
he got the scoop and took off. Brian Cordoba almost took it all the way, but he gives his team excellent field position here. First down. Looks like just outside first and goal territory.
Just outside. Yeah, great heads-up play by that young man.
Oh, no, actually it is first and goal. Okay. Turn around, hand it off. Left side. Huge hole. Flag comes in. Flag will bring it back. While I've got a second, as they mark this penalty off, tonight's broadcast would not be possible without the support of our corporate partners. Please let them know how much you appreciate their commitment to providing free-to-watch high school athletics programming on Glycod. We appreciate them. And if you're watching, appreciate them as well. Bulldogs are backed up, and they will call time. We will take the timeout as well. See if Male can put one on before halftime as they're up 43-8 here on Glycod.
You cannot depend on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup? No, thank you.
But you can always depend on her car starting because she has an Interstate battery, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're tuned in to Louisville Football Friday from Glycod.
(43-8), Mayo on the attack, but they'll be backed up 10 yards. Looked like a touchdown, called off the board. We're trying to avoid being in the dark, Dion. This is the bad thing about nice new things. If you don't have somebody who knows how to work them, like the lights here in this lovely press box, then you're sitting here in the dark. So
we are in here in the dark. I mean, we're making it happen. You got your flashlight out on the phone, so we're going to get through it for sure.
And the lighting in the stadium is immaculate, and you folks at home can see it, but we may have to lean on some of you to tell us who's who because, up here, unfortunately, there are few gremlins to sort out. Bulldog offense. They take a shot, and the ball comes loose, and PRP dives on it. You know, I'm usually a proponent of dive on the ball, don't try to make the play, but right there, young man, you might have had a chance to pick that one up and go a ways, but.
You know, it's funny. It took for Coach Redmond to come to Male High School. You know, I was a senior that year, and my entire football life, it was always get on the ball, get on the ball. When he got there, it was like, no. We scoop those up and score. You know, and I love that mentality, that aggressive, you know, we're just going to, you know, run it down your throats mentality. So, and the Bulldogs still have that, and I love it.
PRP's called timeout. They're going to see what they can put together. Yeah, I mean, it's always an incredibly frustrating thing to see a guy try to go pick a ball up and make a play and then, you know, fumble it back or something like that. But at the same time, that was one where ball's out of the quarterback's hand, it's laying on the ground, and there's a second or two between him and anybody else. I don't know if he takes it to the house, but he can get some real estate out of that anyway.
For sure. No, I love that mindset, again, of just scooping that ball up. Even if you're not able to recover it, that's fine. You know, there's still, you know, a huge loss on the play, you know, because most of those guys will get and take to the house.
Yeah. Well, we know PRP's got this one in the playbook because we saw it. A 95-yard hookup to DeAndre Allen. Deontay Bass apparently wants another shot. He's got it. He's getting blitzed heavily, and he's going to get sacked down around the 20-yard line. And this time, I think the Panthers will just take it to the locker room.
Yeah, Bass has got to know better than that. I mean, he's got about 2.5, 3 seconds max back there. Yeah. He's got to be able to get rid of that ball.
Good pass rush by the Bulldogs, and they've had almost everything go their way in the first half. 43-8, Male in the lead. Take a quick break, be back to recap that first half, get you ready for the second half. It's all Bulldogs tonight here on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up.
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue! Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 Male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, a tradition of corporate excellence and community service. For more, visit tfcfamily.com.
43-8. This one has been pretty much taken up entirely by the male Bulldogs. And I need to point out to you that tonight's scoreboard is presented by Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you. 7508 Preston Highway, 502-968-5657. Sounds pretty good tonight. Some ribs or a pulled pork sandwich or even the pork chop, which I hear is excellent.
I'm always up for some good barbecue, so let me know, and I'm in.
With a running clock, I might make it yet tonight. You never know. And, boy, that's been the story of this one. Mayo all over this one early, 35-0 at the end of the first quarter. Pleased to see PRP put up some fight there in the second quarter. When, you talked about taking some chances. And, it's one of those things where all losses are not created equal. And to have some moments where you say, okay, that's a play that we can build on. That's in a matchup that we can exploit. That's something that we can put in our back pocket, give us some confidence and know that it works for us. They had some of that. I mean, forced a fumble here at the end of the half, had the long touchdown pass, of course. But, if I'm Coach Walker, I'm in there saying, okay, that first quarter we can't live with that. But the second quarter was 8-8. We can live with that.
Yeah, they were definitely able to, move the ball somewhat, in that second quarter. One of the big changes, they started airing it out, and, Bass is putting the ball out there. And it's tough for those wideouts to get open, in this secondary of the Bulldogs. But, on occasion,